Today's class is all about the splits. You will need some props. We're going to need a pair of socks, which we will put on later, and 2 blocks. So if you don't have those, pause the video, go and grab them. We'll start today's class by warming up with our breath of fire. We'll take a big inhale to a count of 4, filling the lungs, and we'll exhale all the air out to a count of 4. Then we'll inhale, filling up about halfway, pulling the belly button back and in. We'll burst the air out through our nose in quick, sharp bursts for 3 total rounds. Close your eyes. Take that big full inhale, filling all the lungs. Exhale, empty air all the way out. Inhale halfway, and exhale, exhale. Press that belly button back in towards the spine. Try to relax your shoulders down, relax your face. Exhale, exhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Inhale, fill the lungs. Exhale, empty the lungs. Inhale halfway. And exhale, 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 exhale. Really trying to make that belly button pull back in towards the spine. Keeping everything else soft. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale halfway. And exhale, 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 exhale. Push, 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 push. Allowing the air really to burst out through your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Go ahead and open your eyes, and we will move ourselves into a child's pose. So you'll sink your hips back over your heels, reach your arms forward, place your forehead on the mat, and begin to shift your weight side to side. Start to open up through your hips, release your lower back. Your forehead will just rock on the mat from one side to the other side. Now come to center in some stillness and just take some big, deep breaths here. Remembering the yogic breath is about an inhale to a 4 and an exhale to a 4. Filling the lungs and emptying the lungs completely with each breath. Inhale, look forward. Move your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, press your hips back to a down dog, and begin to tread through your feet. Lift the right heel, switch, lift the left, just pressing the heel down on one leg and the other, back and forth. As you do this, start to press into your hands. Try to push your chest back towards your thighs, waking up the back of your legs. And then release both heels down, pull your ribs in and down as you press open through your chest and send your hips up to the ceiling. If your knees need to bend here, that's okay, especially as this is the beginning of class. Look between your hands, lift up to your toes, and tiptoe your feet up into your hands, all the way up to the front of your mat. Fold your head down in towards your legs. Let everything go. And then begin to rock your weight from side to side, allowing your head and your neck to be soft and relaxed. If the knees need to bend slightly, go ahead and allow your knees to bend. Folding down. Then we'll begin to shift the weight forward and backward onto the toes and back to the heels. Shifting forward and back. We're really just starting to wake up through our body, release the lower back, and open up the whole backside of our legs. Find your center, take a hold of your elbows, and let your body fold over your thighs. Your belly button will pull up and in. Your weight will be shifted forward onto the balls of your feet, and your tailbone will point up towards the ceiling. You may work with bent legs if you need to, but as you stretch, see if you can start to straighten through the back of your legs to get more openness. The more open we can get, the better it's going to be. Now we'll start to take gentle pulses down towards the floor. We'll do 10 here, pulse down, and then we will turn out our feet and we'll pulse, pulse, pulse really gently, not forcing anything, just waking up. Now turn your feet in towards each other and pulse down, 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 down. We have 10 in each of those positions. Down, 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 and come back. Turn your feet forward. Inhale, lift a flat back. You can slide your hands up your legs if you need to. Exhale, fold in towards your legs. Again, inhale, lengthen, flat back, look forward. Exhale, fold and release. Trying to go deeper every time. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold and release. Keep that tailbone up to the ceiling. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Reach your arms out and up to come all the way up to standing. Palms will touch. Exhale, hands will go down to the side. Step your left leg back and turn to face me. Turn that left foot out to the side. Pull up your quads. Your back foot will turn about 45 degrees. Inhale, reach over your leg. You can come down to your shin, or if you have more range, wrap your first 2 fingers around your toe and press down with your thumb. Top arm will reach up and over. Try to pull your ribs back and really lengthen through your legs. We're working to get those legs really straight. We're working on splits. We need straight legs. So as much as you can, pull up through your quads to allow those legs to straighten. Try to have your head in line with your tailbone. Exhale, look down. Inhale, lift up, change sides. Back foot turns in, front foot will turn out. Inhale, reach over the leg. Exhale, come to the shin or wrap around the toe. Lift and look up to the ceiling, trying to stack your shoulders on top of each other, and your body is right over that bottom leg. Your legs are lifted up. The quads are pulled up so the legs can really get a nice big stretch. Open the chest, roll the shoulder head open. Exhale, look down. Inhale, lift up. For this next one, you may want a block. So go ahead and grab a block. Place it in your left hand. Turn your hips to face the side. They're all the way square to the side of your mat. Ribs are in. Inhale, fold forward from your waist. Pull up through your quads. Place the block on the pinky toe side of your foot, or if you don't need it, you can place your hand on the pinky toe side of the foot. Twist with your body to lift and look up to your top arm. So you're in a revolved or a twisted triangle here. Again, we're working to pull the quads up so the legs are nice and straight, and then we're getting some rotation through the spine, starting at the base of the spine and working our way all the way to the top of the head. That bottom shoulder should keep twisting down. Exhale, look down. Inhale, lift up, change sides. Take the block with you. It will go in your right hand this time. Lift the arm up. Inhale, lengthen forward from your hips, fold down. Exhale, block or hand to the pinky toe side of your foot. Lift your top arm up to the ceiling, rotate the chest, and look up. Again, the hips should be square to the side or the front of your mat. You're in a nice revolved position, starting at the base of the spine and working all the way up and out through the head. Trying to flatten the chest to the side or back wall as much as you can. Remember to breathe even in this twisted position. Exhale, we'll look down. Inhale, we'll stand all the way up. Turn to face me. Our feet will step really wide apart. We'll turn that left foot out and we'll open the knee 90 degrees. Make sure the knee is pulling back over the pinky toe. Reach your top arm up and over. Try to separate the space in between your legs. Nice long side angle. Look up to that top arm. Let your shoulder be down away from your ear. Your back foot should be flat on the mat. Exhale, lift back up. Keep that leg bent and come into a warrior two. Press down with the shoulders, press down with the arms, pull in with your belly button. Inhale, straighten the leg, turn the foot in and switch sides. 90-degree bend in the front leg. Elbow onto the knee, lift the top arm up and over. Long stretch through the whole side of the body. The back foot is flat, so the blade of the back foot, the pinky toe side of the foot is all the way down onto the mat. Check in and make sure your knee is 90 degrees or a little less. Exhale, lift up to warrior two. Press the shoulders down your back. Open the arms out nice and flat. Pull your belly button in towards your center. Look over your middle finger of your front arm. Great job. We'll rotate all the way back to the front of the mat and we'll come into a low lunge. And begin to shift your weight forward and backward in this runner's lunge, shifting back and forth, opening up the space in between our front leg and our back leg. Come to center. Really press your back heel towards the wall behind you. Lift your belly in and try to find length through your spine. Should have about a 90-degree bend in the front leg. Inhale, step the back foot forward so you're in the nice pyramid pose. You can grab your blocks if you need to. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, you'll fold down over your leg, trying to create a long line from your tailbone out to the top of your head. So you may not lay on top of your leg. You may be up. As long as your spine is long and your legs are straight, that's what we're going for here. So you don't have to be all the way down. Really try to pull the quad up in the front leg so it gets nice and straight and your hips are square to the front of your mat. Keep lengthening the spine as you fold down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, flex the foot, pull it back towards you. Keep looking forward as you lengthen the spine and pull the foot back. You'll feel this one more in your calf. We want to stretch all the way to the back of the leg, so we're just hitting some different areas of the leg here. Keep pulling back. Now bend your back leg and straighten. Keep that front foot flexed. Bend and stretch. One last time. Bend and stretch. Beautiful. Place the toes back down on the mat. Step your back foot to your front foot. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the opposite foot back. Come into your runner's lunge. Shift the weight forward and backward. Forward and back. Active stretch here. Come to center, drop your weight down, spread your legs apart as you hold in this low runner's lunge, and lengthen through your spine. Trying to create a nice long line from your head to your tail. Keep breathing. Lift the back foot, step it forward. Both legs go straight, pyramid pose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold down. Don't feel bad if you need to use those blocks. It's all right. Pull the front hip back and square the back hip to the front of your mat. Again, trying to find length between the tail and the head while maintaining straight legs. Pull up through your quads. Really, really work on trying to lengthen the legs and get them as straight as possible. Inhale, look forward. Flex the foot. Hold it there. Pull back that front hip. Lengthen the spine. Pull those toes up as high as you can. Get a really big stretch through your calf muscles. Bend the back leg and straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Very last time. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Roll the toes back down to the mat. Step the back foot to the front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold your chest back towards your legs. Step your left leg back. Walk yourself to the front so you're facing me. Release your chest down and bend into the left and into the right, allowing your hands to just brush across the floor as you shift your weight side to side, bending one leg and the other leg. Come to center, drop your tailbone down. Inhale, lift your tailbone, straight legs. Exhale, tailbone down, squat. Inhale, lift the tailbone up. Walk your hands behind you as much as you can, in between your legs. Straighten the arms and allow yourself to fall or roll back in between your legs. Your hips will go up to the ceiling. Your weight is forward onto the balls of your feet. And you're reaching back in between your legs as much as you can, trying to grab something back behind you almost. Inhale, look forward, lengthen, hands will come forward. Walk yourself back to the front of the mat and step back into your down dog. Again, work to get those legs as straight as you can and the heels down. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling without opening the hip. So the hip should stay pointed down to the floor. It won't be able to go as high, probably. Really work, the toes want to open out. Mine do too. Really work to try and push the heel to the ceiling and the toe up. Then open the hip, let the knee bend. Come into an open position, twisting, pressing the weight evenly between both your hands. Now lengthen the leg up towards the ceiling, stretching it up. And then turn the hip back closed and release the foot down to the mat. We'll go left side. Left leg lifts up with the hips square, toes down, heel to the ceiling. No opening of the hip yet. Keep breathing as you press evenly between both your hands. Try to lift the leg up as much as you can without rotating your hip open. Now point your toe, bend your knee, let it fall over to the side. Now you have an open hip. Press through both of your arms, both of your hands. Open the hip as the foot falls open. Now lengthen the toe and the leg up to the ceiling. Stretch it nice and long. Reach it, reach it, reach it, reach it. Point that toe, point that toe. And as you come down, rotate back down, square the hips, and release the foot. Beautiful. Find your down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet and release over into your rag doll. Take some weight off the hands. You can shift side to side or have a little bit of movement here. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, fold back towards your legs. Inhale, walk your hands forward to your down dog. Step your right foot in between your legs. Drop your left knee down to the mat. And lift your head and your chest up so you're in this low lunge with your back leg dropped down. Try to find a straight line from your tailbone out through the top of your head. Your hands are on either side, framing your foot. This will give you a nice stretch through the hip on your back leg, through the front of your hip on your back leg. Reach your right arm around and back to take a hold of your left leg. And then twist your chest and look up to the ceiling. Try to keep the pressure off of your knee by pressing your weight forward. Instead of being right on top of the knee, try to press the weight forward. You're always welcome to put a blanket or a pillow or even roll the mat up and put it underneath your knee if this is sensitive for you. Release the foot. Both hands will come onto the inside of your front leg, and you'll walk your foot out and turn your toes out just slightly. So now we're in our lizard lunge. You can move, start to open up a little. You can stay up on your hands. If you have a little more range, you can drop down to your elbows. Or if you have a lot of range, you can reach your arms forward and place your head down on the mat. Your back knee is very far back from your front hip, and you really have a nice open position in your hips. So you're stretching these front leg and the back leg away from each other as you hold here. Inhale, walk yourself back up. On your front leg, roll to the outside blade of your foot and gently press your leg open. We're opening the knee from the hip. So the knee is not doing any twisting. the hip is opening and that's causing the knee to fall open. We always want to make sure that the knee doesn't have any rotation in it so that we're protecting that hinge joint of our knee. Rotate back to center. Pull your back leg or your front leg straight. Go onto your back knee. You can grab your blocks if you need to. Place them on either side of your foot. Flex your front foot. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold your chest down towards your leg. This may look different for you. You may not be all the way on your leg, and that is okay. We want the leg completely straight and the back long. So even if you're up, your leg is pulled all the way straight. You're lifting through the quad. The toes are pulling back towards your face, and your spine is as straight as you can possibly make it. Pull your front hip back and close off your back hip. Inhale. Lift back up, walk yourself back into a down dog. Take one breath in down dog and switch sides. Left foot comes forward into that low lunge or our lizard lunge here. Reach your chest up. Drop the back knee down. Lift your belly up and in. Try to drop the shoulders. Really opening through your hip flexor on your right leg. Reach around with your left arm to take a hold of your right leg. Pull your heel in towards your bum. And twist your chest to look up towards the ceiling. Or you can look back behind you, just so you're in a nice twisted shape here. And you're really stretching through the quad on your back leg, your right leg in this case. Release your foot. Hands will come onto the inside of your foot. Wiggle your front leg a little more open to the side. Turn the toes out about 30 degrees to 45. You can stay up on your hands, drop down to your elbows, or reach your arms forward. Dropping down into our hip blaster stretch. This is really preparing us to go into that splits pose as our legs are separated and we're reaching that back leg back behind us, pointing the back toe and sinking the chest down. Inhale, lift back up. Roll to the outside blade of your front foot and gently press your knee, opening through the hip. Engaging by pulling the belly button in. Getting some more opening on the outside of the hip into a little bit more into a different place of our hip flexor. Back to center. Pull the front leg straight. Shift back onto your right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Grab the blocks if you need them. Really flex your front feet up as much as you can. This will give a great stretch through the whole back side of your leg, including your calf. Pull that left hip back and try to square the hips off to the back of your mat. Lengthen through the head to increase the stretch of your spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step yourself back into a down dog. Excellent. We'll move into our next pose, our pigeon pose, by stepping onto the outside of our shin of our front leg. Untuck your back toes. The closer your heel is towards your pelvis, the less stretch. The further or more 90, the more stretch. So decide where that is. Lift your chest up. Inhale, reach your right arm over. Exhale, stretch to the side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left arm up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release. Come onto your fingertips. Elbows go to the ceiling. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold it down. Just rolling through the spine to come up. And exhaling, release down. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Come into your full pigeon pose. Now this might mean that your hands are just down. Your body may not be all the way flat. You might have your forehead on your hands, or you can reach your hands all the way forward to stretch. Take it where it feels good and comfortable. Keep working to turn your back hip or the hip of the straight leg down to the mat so your hips are square and even. And you're folding your chest over your front leg as much as you can. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Plant your hands, lift and step back to your down dog. Other side, left leg will come forward onto the outside of the shin, either in or 90 degrees. Square the hips off, lift the chest up. Try to open the chest as you lift. Pull your ribs in. We'll come into our side stretch. Reach the right arm up and over to the back wall. Inhale back. Lift up and over. Exhale down. Inhale up. Fingertips come forward. Elbows bend. Release the head and chest down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, release into your full pigeon pose. Back leg is straight. Hips are square. If you flex your front foot, that will help to stabilize in your knee joint so there's no twisting. And it'll also take a little extra pressure off of your knee. Utilize your breath here. Those exhales will really allow you to fold deeper into the pose. Feel free to breathe out of your mouth on those exhales to help you relax even more. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Plant your hands, press up into your down dog. Take a breath. Bend your knees down onto the mat, cross your ankles, sit down on your bum. Scoot yourself in the middle of the mat and open your legs out wide. Your shoulders and your hips will line up right on top of each other, and you'll have an anterior pelvic tilt. Walk your hands over to the right side, and you'll cross them as you walk over to the left side. Just back and forth, getting an active stretch here. Stretch through your toes, side to side, kind of like spider walking your hands from one leg to the other leg. Walk your hands to the middle and walk all the way up, rolling through your spine. Reach your arms out to the side, make fists with your hands. You'll reach your chest forward. You might not touch the floor, or you might, and lift back up. This will activate a lot of the muscles in your legs to have to lift you back up and over. You don't have to touch the floor. Go as far as you can while maintaining that nice long spine, and where you can lift to come back up without bending the legs. Lower and lift. Release your hands down, and now we'll come into our hold. So you'll tilt that pelvis back to the back wall. You'll walk your hands forward as far as you can and release yourself down in between your legs. You might be sitting up. It might be a stretch for you to have your shoulders matched over your hips. That's okay. It might be a stretch to have your elbows down, or you might be able to walk all the way flat. Wherever that is, take where you can keep your spine long, your legs straight, really push down through your thigh bones, and relax your body. Inhale, walk yourself back up, bend your knees, and windshield wiper side to side. Release that out. Nice, really deep stretch there. So just let those legs go side to side. Come back to center. And now we're going to take our socks and put them on. So go and grab your socks, put them on both your feet, and we're going to use a wood floor or something that you can slide on.
And we'll grab both of our blocks here. We'll come off of the mat onto that floor, that slippery floor that will allow our legs to slide. We'll come into a down dog position. Your right leg is going to slide forward. You're going to drop down as far as you can. It might not be that far, it might be. And try to suck it right back up and switch and drop down. Use your belly, push those hips up to switch. You might have to just step back to down dog and not slide. And that's okay. If you can't do the switch at the back, just go from down dog and do the right leg forward and then down dog with the left leg forward. Just switching up and down, up and down, releasing to your lowest point, which may be totally different than mine, maybe more, maybe less, whatever that is. And release. Take your hands off your blocks and just fold yourself forward. You can shift side to side. Release everything out. Great job. All right, we're gonna move into our final full pose, our splits here. You can keep the socks on or take them off. I always like to practice in bare feet, so I will take my socks off and I'll show you how to do this with the blocks. So the right leg is gonna come forward. You can wiggle those toes forward until you drop down into your lowest split. You might have to hold yourself up in your split, pressing through your hands. You might be high with your back toe still tucked. You might be able to drop, or you might be able to go into a full split. Go to where you still can. Try to square your hips off and really try to stretch your back leg and your front leg in opposite directions so that you can get both your legs as straight as possible. Reach through your toes, sit up nice and tall, and try to get those legs as straight as you can. Even if you're not flat on the floor, see if you can get those legs straight by pressing and holding up. You can also place a block under your front bum to help give you a little extra prop and not have to use so much weight on your hands if you're not all the way in a full split. Take what option works for you. If you are not in a full split, just stay holding. If you can get into a full split, walk your hands forward and fold your upper body over your front leg. Your right arm will be on the outside of your right leg, your front leg, and your left arm will go into the inside of your front leg. Your head will relax down towards the inside of your foot. Now inhale, lift back up, and everyone, we're going to press through our hands and we're going to close our legs together. Again, you can windshield wiper your legs back and forth just to release out. But darn it, we have another side that we have to do. We have to do that on our other side. So here we go. Back to our down dog. Left leg will come forward. If you can slide it down, mine is not sliding, so I'm just scrunching my toes and sliding down into your lowest point. You might not be able to point your back foot. It might still have to stay tucked depending on where you are, but point that front foot. Try to lengthen through both your legs. Separate the space between the legs. Lift up through your chest. Try to pull your ribs in as much as you can. A lot of this flexibility is also in the lower back, which is something that I am still working on. So it's the combination of having the stretch in your legs and the flexibility in your lower back to get into this split. If you are in a full split, walk yourself forward to fold over your front leg. Try to square off those hips. Keep the toes stretching and pointing, lengthening the legs. We are just about there. This is our final pose. What we were trying to get into today is a split, and it may not happen today. It may not happen next week or next month, but if you keep practicing, I promise you will be able to get further and further down. And one day you might get into a full split. Come back into your downward facing dog. You can wiggle yourself out, release your legs. Good job, you've made it. Down dog, stretch and breathe. Cross your legs underneath you to come to sit on your bum. And we'll finish with our balanced breath. We'll do 5 total rounds. Balanced breath, really easy. Inhale to a count of 4. Exhale to a count of 4. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Take your right hand and place it over your heart, your left hand onto your belly, and repeat in your mind, may these practices heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May these practices heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Hands together at your heart. Bow down. Thank yourself for coming and for doing something challenging today. Thank you so much for joining me.